All right. Hello. It's time. It's time. I was also using that quick hold to burn some sanity, aka I forgot to expend sanity in the morning, and as a result, I am not in a great place. Not in a great place for sanity usage. It does kind of suck because the overall sanity usage in terms of the what's it called? The event is actually pretty low when you look at it as a whole. You're not gonna be burning a ton of sanity on Vector Breakthrough unless you really want these rewards like super early. But like just doing all 4 barracks and then doing like the first 5 nodes gets you to 36, right? And then in 3 days you just reach what, 55, and you're good. So like there's no point in rerunning. So I'm just farming EXP right now. Kind of sucks, not gonna lie. Okay, there we go. Just having gold peak the cane sugar one. Yeah, I like brewing my tea, or I like tea bags. I'm not a huge fan of just the sugary tea. I much prefer the more bitter, less sweet tea. It's good for my throat, and it is good for my blood sugar, I guess, to not have extremely sugary tea. But yeah. All right. So let's get things started. Plus, I also need the tea because sometimes it don't go so well. Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it sucks to do so. Without tea. That's what I mean. Anyway, man. Okay, so I technically I have done chapter 11. What I have not done is read chapter 11. So for those of you joining, today is gonna be a very non-stage heavy game stream. It's gonna be a lot of reading. Because I am tired of not having Medica Mia. I'm tired of not having Civilite Eterna. So I wanna finish it. Um. So yeah, let's see. So 1121. I think my usual track record is 4 hours will get me through. Like each node is like on average 30 minutes. No H stages. Why don't I have H stages? Where's the adverse? I did all the adverse, right? Oh, there it is. There's H11-1. Maybe we do H11-1. Yeah, maybe we do H11-1. Huh, that's interesting. But yeah. All right. So last I remember in regards to this was they had just encountered the vampire Sarkaz, the snobby one, the one that said your blood is filthy, which is interesting. Let's check it. 26 years ago. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put on my headphones because I actually want to listen to this. 1072. 5:11 p.m. Overcast. Residence of the Duke of Cumberland, Oshtarig, District of Londinium. Sullen voice? What? Who has a sullen voice? Oh well. Your Majesty, I've just received word. Those two pitiful members have died in their cells. And they I guess the impassioned voice is probably Teresa's. Oh no, it's different. Because this is for serving Victoria. Huh. Anyway. An end they deserve. It's time Parliament understood they serve Victoria, and not the businessmen stuffing their pockets with coin. I understand your eagerness. Still, some are worried. Your pressure on the court has terrified a great deal of members who had been observing the situation. They may act with impropriety in days to come. They should be fearful. They'll better know their places. This unbroken succession of wars whiles away the riches of our forebears, accumulated over the ages, yet certain greedy condor wings have been reared, fattened by them. I'm not looking for you to back down, but if we could just go a little slower. A little slower, as if the condor wings know when to stop. Condor wings? No, these are warhawks? I don't know. I don't know what the equivalent would be. But yeah. Why don't you look for them to feed a little slower? If we don't put our new tax policy, it's always taxes, into place, then once the enemy sees fit to pounce on Victoria and tear her flesh apart, even the mercenaries will leave us without a second thought. If they consider themselves soldiers, clear of mind, and honorable of heart, they will stand by your side. They're mercenaries, my guy. I'm afraid the Red Dragon thought as much too, before he was forced to share half his crown. We all saw the end that befell him. I promise you, no matter the hour, you will have Cumberland's loyalty. Cucumberland. Of course, Cumberland, the ever on high. How could I doubt where you stand? But you see, Robert, Victoria's in her hour of need. This very moment, the right of kings is waning upon this swath of soil. Why does your Majesty think so? It's your birthday the day after. Everyone is hoping to catch a glimpse of your visage. The servicemen are impatient to pay their respects to you, and the populace's cheers are sure to drown out the parade in turn. This year, perhaps, but what of the next year? And when it comes time for my Alexandrina... Fuck. That's the name you chose for your kid? To succeed the throne. Robert, we will make our exit sooner or later. Your Majesty, you. Oh, generic soldier number 1. Your Majesty, Your Grace, pardon me for bothering you without permission, but I've just had a report. There has been an intrusion in the palace underground. The size of kings is unaccounted for. What? And so is Her Highness Alexandrina. Seriously, who the fuck named? I get you wanna like, I guess pass on the name of Alexander. Alexandrina is awful. The god have sealed off all areas of connection, and the search is underway, but no leads have surfaced for the time being. Her Highness Alexandrina and the Victorian Realm Blade have gone missing at once in this sensitive a situation. No noble would be this brazen. But, Your Majesty, I assure you, I will personally handle this affair straight away. Don't be flustered, my old friend. Alexandrina's longtime mentor accompanies her. I trust no one will pose a threat to her safety. Her mentor? As in, he treats Alexandrina very well. I can't recall if he's ever shown me the same level of concern. As for our size of kings, no matter where it is, it will play its role. You mean, the role of a realm blade? It'll be grasped by a righteous ruler before those academics conduct their endless research on it. That is what a realm blade stands for. And we will all look forward to the coming of that day. I understand, Robert, for your daughter and for mine. Yes, Your Majesty, and for Victoria. Yeah, so the issue is Siege Altar exists. Also, and doesn't Siege Altar fucking break the sword? Isn't it melted into her hammer? Did I not see that on the fucking Siege Altar event? Hold on, miss. Don't run so fast. I have to, Ali. Shia? I need to see my father. I know he's at home today. If I'm not quick enough, he'll be off God knows where again. The Duke's been up to his ears in business recently, but if he knows what you want to meet him, I'm sure he'd be willing to spend the time with you. I don't want him to spend time with me, then what are you in such a hurry to see him for? I need to tell him loud and clear how I don't want to go to County York. Don't you like the country? The manor out there is a lot more land than it is here. You used to love playing in the meadow, and you always had the farmers' kids there play cricket with you. God, this is Victoria. Fucking cricket? Huh. Okay, so cricket exists in this world. Does football exist? I'm sure football exists in, like, Colombia. I love it there. But it's hardly even summer yet. This time of year, we usually stay in Londinium. Plus, isn't it strange to you how it's just me and Mum going this time? Calm down now. I hear from the Manchester's butler how a lot of the noble houses and masters and mistresses are summering in the country early this year. It might just be one of those new trends in society, you know. God. I forgot that it's all Victoria. I really don't like the British accent. I don't know. Maybe it's the American blood in me. Hoorah! Don't give me that. Aishia, Dad's hiding from me. He wants me out of here. Why? Because I keep asking him to teach me swordsmanship, or because I can never get any Gaulish into my head. Is that why he has a temper at me? Miss Aladale, but maybe it's not my place to say this, but... Well, my manners tutors isn't here right now, and I don't give two tosses what you should be saying or not. I can only offer my own opinion. Miss, His Grace loves you very much. No matter what his decision is, it's going to be for the good of you and the madame. If he wants the good for me, then that's more reason he shouldn't be sending me off. I'll miss him. I'll miss him a lot, you know. Oh, come on, you. What's the blushing for? Because that's the kind of thing only little kids say. Yeah, and you'll regret that when you grow up. Not saying it enough when your dad dies in the fucking Victorian wars against the Sarkaz. I don't want Dad to think I'm attached to him. I need to be stronger, and then I can become a Steam Knight sooner, just like my great-great-great-great-grandmother. But, you know, you are a child still. You should try telling him everything you've been feeling. He's a gentle, generous duke, and a kind and caring father. I'm sure he'll understand you. Dude, I would love to get an operator that can... Oh. Huh. Okay, I forgot that I forgot that I had the OBS audio muted. So, god damn it, I hate. Whoopsies. All right, there we go. There's the music. So you'll let me see him. I always support you in your decisions. But you'd best be a little slower, so's you don't trip on the plants or else Mr. Jim the gardener will skip dinner again out of shame for getting you hurt. Tell Jim it's his fault that if his plants hurt me. That's fucked. You're a nasty little rat. Actual rat behavior. Really, what do we do with you? And make sure you mind your skirt, Miss Allerdale. You've got an audience with His Majesty at the dinner tonight. But yeah. Going back to what I was saying, I would love to have a Steam Knight operator. I would love for like a new gimmick operator to be like, they take up 4x4. And they take up like they take up 4 deployment limit, and they take up 4 slots. That'd be such an interesting operator gimmick. It'd be like a new super class of like a defender. Have you seen Charles Lynch anywhere? The newly appointed Steam Knight, was it? Incredible achievement at his age. I'm sure plenty came here just to mob him. Or it'd be like a guard. Like, imagine if it was like a Crusher guard that like took up 1 tile initially, but then took up 4 as like part of his skill because he summoned the Steam Knight armor. That'd be so cool. Shame he rushed off not long ago after he arrived. I hear every Steam Knight garrisoned in Londinium got orders to move. Is it Sargon or Lithinian this time? God save Victoria, no more wars. Every time one happens, I have to sell off a few more of my grandfather's paintings, rest his soul. Yeah, that's fucked. It's an order direct from Parliament this time. Parliament? Oh, of course. The Steam Knights sit under Parliament, don't they? You always get words so quick. The more you're informed, the better you invest, especially in these times. This goes far further than how much pounds sterling we make or lose. We're deciding the nation's future, and that's precisely why we need to be in touch with the wisest. Major Lynch is... I think the proper title is Sir Charles now. Sir Charles is a diligent and upstanding knight, loyal to our nation, to Victoria. He's been aboard his high-speed warship defending us at the northern border for close to 10 years now. Countless meritorious deeds, selected to be a Steam Knight even at his young age. There's no telling how far he'll go. I hear he used to live in Londinium, I think right here in Ostrigg. Come to think of, I've never heard anything about his family. No matter his family, he's a pillar of Victoria. Those with the honor of joining the Steam Knights are much different stuff than in times past. You know the type, the courts suck up playing sycophant to the monarch. Do I hear you ribbing at someone? No, I would hardly. All I'm saying is, you see how His Majesty is surrounded by such fine company like Sir Charles, while there are people out there who've done nothing but rest on their own laurels, on their ancestry's honors. They're a pale shadow in... Oh. Dude, oh, she fucking can't... Oh dear, whose child is this? What are you barging about a dining hall for? You'll be dragged off forthwith if you bother His Majesty or His Grace. The dress, the hair color. Richard, she's... The Cumberlands are not suck-ups. We deserve steam armor. We'll charge enemy lines and give our lives for His Majesty and Victoria. Miss Allerdale. Sir, Lord, Lady Martha, dreadfully sorry. The Mrs... Your name is Lord? What? What the fuck? The miss is just feeling unwell right now. She doesn't mean to be rude to the guests. I should have put her to bed. The blame is mine. What do you mean the blame is yours, Alice Ch? No one is allowed to sully the Cumberland's honor. I'll become a brilliant Steam Knight just like my ancestors were. Just wait until I grow up. I'll prove it to all of you. Miss! Excuse me? Alright. Well, braver than most, I suppose. Don't run so fast. So, madame, I need to fetch Mistress Allerdale, if you'll pardon me. Well then, Miss Allerdale seems to be a fine, outspoken young girl. I thought we wouldn't have had the chance to meet Miss Allerdale until the function tonight. How lucky of us, wouldn't you say, Martha? Children can always afford to be innocent and naive, but whoever you may be, you won't get away without growing up. I see we are posturing in high society. Allerdale pants and gasps as she runs down a long, long passage. She meant to seek her father, and she has no idea why she squeezes her way into this tiny room instead. It's far from both the ballroom and the Duke's study, practically neighboring the attic. It's probably her fit of temper in this moment. She doesn't understand why her dad wants her gone, let alone why those posh-dressed visitors would say such a thing about the Cumberlands. Every time life doesn't go her way, like when she loses a cricket match, or when her father the Duke misses her birthday party, this is where she comes, so she can have a chat with her old friend. Is it a doll? Is it an agent? Oh, it's a Steam Knight! They've all forgotten. You were the mightiest Steam Knight the Steam Knights ever had. Dude, if Allerdale was an op, that'd be cool. If Allerdale was like a future op that was like a Steam Knight user, I'd be so down for that. But my father taught me that true heroes aren't afraid to give their lives, and they're even less afraid of being forgotten, so I shouldn't have argued with them. I really want to grow up soon, and then I'll become one of the glorious Steam Knights too, and rout all our enemies. I'll make every single person who ever talked down on the Cumberlands too ashamed to lift their heads. I probably can't be as mighty as you were, but it'll be enough if I can just be two-thirds as mighty. Oh, but my father said that as a Cumberland I must hold the loftiest goals in mind, so you'll watch over me, can't you? I won't disappoint you, of course not. This is where, like, an artifact spirit would appear. Is someone here? Is it Alshia? She doesn't want to be dragged back to the hall so soon, so she stoops down and with a single step leaves behind the steam armor she knows so well. The dilapidated suit shields her as if it was protecting the young descendant. Her dainty frame is completely concealed. Strangers' footsteps encroach. Most of her view is blocked by the suit. Allerdale can't make out their faces. The most she can glimpse is their distorted reflections. Uh-oh. Time's short, and chances are few. We need to confirm a few things. Are you sure this place is safe? It's as secluded as any nook or cranny gets. The rest of the visitors all in the ballroom still. No one's noticed us leave. No, someone has. Not everyone loves to hang around in opulent halls with nothing to do, Allerdale thinks to herself. I don't understand. Why not choose today? The lion's finally left his den for once, and hardly any of the guard are here. An assassination can't solve anything, and it won't. Don't tell me you're scared of the gallows, Mr. Duduman. Compared to your fear of poverty, I'd say getting hanged's a lighter affair for me. I'm sick of spending my days with my brain and my wallet in others' hands. Chop chop, please. Even if the elder dies, there's still the cubs. The crown will still remain seated firm on their heads, muzzling us like draft animals. If we can kill one king, we can kill a second. Easier said. Listen, we have to be patient. The Steam Knights have all been sent out. By the time they return to Londinium, the dust will have settled. What will they do then? The same as those Paragon few. They'll do nothing for their own gain, and everything for Victoria. If anyone won't be handy to support our actions, they'll understand the decisions from on high. Then that leaves the Royal Guard. At the parade. Contain every knight of the tower. The key is seizing the city defense forces. Some dukes got fed up with it a long time ago. Aladale's face presses against the cold plate, but sweat nevertheless drips down her forehead. It grows harder and harder not to move a muscle, not to mention keeping her breathing stifled. The voices of the two figures gradually grow out of reach, then suddenly are right before her. For a blink she quivers, trying as hard as she can not to let her body slip into view, curling even her toes in. Has this lousy thing always been here? First generation Steam Knight armor. First generation? That's over 200 years ago. It's an antique by now, isn't it? I'm sure it'd fetch a pretty price. Haven't you seen the family crest? It's House Cumberland's steam armor. Its old owner once stood before the Gaulish artillery in this, braced for 3 whole hours just so His Majesty could flee unscathed together with his shattered people. Only during battlefield cleanup did people realize half the suit had been blown away, and the one inside may well have died soon after the bombardment began. But even dead, knights still persevere in protecting their own king and kin, reluctant to fall so soon. And here you are, and here you're the one of Gaulish blood. I'm sure... what the fuck is going on? I'm surprised you like reminiscing on those nobles' heroic deeds more than I do. Fundamentally, I just bear respect for those we can call heroes. Their belongings and your measuring of things don't mix. Even if this duke's home is razed to ash one day, the Cumberlands will never sell off this armor. Heh, damned noble sense of honor, am I right? Utterly meaningless in my view. He's welcome to watch from his ivory tower all he likes, along with the rest of the dukes. No matter who the city's ruler nominally is, it won't make the duke's authority any worse for wear. At least not for the moment. If he took the prudent path, then he wouldn't be Cumberland. Why can't he just let go of his loyalty to the Lions? With colossal change about to greet Victoria, you wish he'd recognize where his loyalty should lie sooner rather than later. What's going on down there? More men than you can count have surrounded the Duke's manor. What? Quiet. Listen carefully. Intruders. Palace underground. Blade. Thieved. Seal off all major streets in Ostrig. No one in or out. Can you hear what they're saying down there? They're searching for someone. Who? His Majesty's entire guard have moved out. They couldn't know we're meeting here, could they? What do we do, sir? A faint noise comes from in front of them, like the sound of someone gently drawing breath. Allerdale's heart pounds. Uh-oh. Allerdale is discovered. Just hold your breath for 5 minutes, come on. It goes to this music. Oh yeah, this one's pretty easy. But yeah, I already did it. But yeah, where is it? Where's the thing? There's the thing. Allerdale, it's no good habit to eavesdrop. Listen to your father now. Only lowly scoundrels would hide away in the dark to plot the demise of another. Maybe they do it for their own benefit, but such stolen victories never last for long. Ugh, lowly scoundrels, both of them. Dad, she doesn't want to be caught barefaced, especially not by these awful people. It'd disappoint her father and bring shame on the Cumberland name. If she can just climb out of the window. Uh-oh. Is she gonna fail? We need to seize the moment. The soldiers are counting heads right now. We'll mingle with the crowd in the confusion. That way nobody will realize we were ever gone. Did you hear something? It must be some little house pest. Don't overthink it. How's a room so cramped gonna hide anyone? Yeah. She carefully, gingerly cowers inside the shadow. Her most loyal ally, the tremendous suit of steam armor, becomes her shield. Her fingers feel to the edge of the window. If she can just climb over and out, she can avoid this duo's line of sight and climb down the gutter pipe. Her skirt's filthy by now. Alcia won't be happy about this. but as long as she's not caught. Ah! And she did not reach. She doesn't understand what happened. The sky and ground seem to spin before her eyes, the inside of Allerdale's head whirling with it. Her hands and legs lose all purchase, her grasp and footing touch nothing but thin air. She plummets straight from the second story. The garden scenery screams like mad towards her head, but before she hits the stiff soil, a soft yet ample cushion catches her. A cushion from where? No, it's not even a cushion. Allerdale feels herself gently placed upon the ground. She turns to look behind. Oh! And creatures confined to legend stand before her. They must have leapt out of a fairy tale just a moment ago, stood there imposingly in the garden. They really do exist. Their golden fur gleams scintillant as the sun. The one at the head has pupils of deep brown, and they are now calmly staring at Allerdale. Allerdale, brought by her father, has had several audiences with His Majesty, and seen generations of portraits of the Aslan kings hung on the palace walls. But this is the first time she cannot help but the urge to bow her head before such a gaze, for the one before her seems more awe-inspiring than any monarch. Oh, it's got goggles. What the? Oh no, it's like a helmet. Oh no, yeah, it's like goggles. Yeah, it like comes down and, huh? Yet a Cumberland does not bow so lightly. Allerdale makes a conscious effort to keep her head held high as it can go, and then only then does she notice that the one in the center carries a human astride him. A girl who must be even younger than her, dressed in sumptuous ceremony, languidly sat atop his back, akin to plated gold. In his mouth is held a sword that outsizes the girl by far. A deep, resonant voice arises in Allerdale's head. Allerdale Cumberland, you will meet Vina again someday. Oh? Okay, so that's Vina Victoria. Wait, so why is she called fucking Alexandrina? This is the first time Allerdale meets them, and the last as well. In the over 20 years to follow, this sight will recur in her dreams. Dreams of that August, golden presence of the girl who was there with them. Until, like the aristocrat of Beast prophesied, she once again meets the one named Vina. Huh, interesting. Look, that's Her Royal Highness Alexandrina. Inform His Majesty immediately. We found Her Highness. She's in the Guardian right this moment. Wait, I'm not seeing things, am I? Isn't that the missing... Her Highness, she's found the size of kings. God save Victoria. God damn it. God save the king. Cheers instantly erupt throughout the garden. Servicemen, nobles, servants, everyone swarms for the place, eyes on Her Highness bearing the symbol of royal power. What a miracle it is. Hot tears fill the people's eyes, and one after another, they reach their hands out in joy. Miss Allerdale, what are you doing here? Oh. Alice, you can't see them? Them? Who do you mean? Her Highness Alexandrina? She's the only one there, you know. No, them, they're golden. He just said something to me too. Did something happen to you? Well, your skirt's dirty to high heaven. Are you alright? I'm not sure. Stars fell into the room upstairs. The Steam Knight armor, it gave those scoundrels a beating. I don't understand what you're telling me. Alshe, I feel really dizzy. Oh, could she have summoned the power of the Steam Knight? Dude, that'd be cool. You need some proper rest. Who hasn't lost their head saying all of this? Far too much has happened today. God damn it, Windows. Alright. Did you see? I don't know why. I looked at this guy and thought he was like a fucking panda again. He's got the body. He's got the body of Dampang. The cheers from the gardens were practically shaking all the windows and walls. Hardly anyone believed their own eyes. Her Highness Alexandrina in the flesh. And her age, how young is she still? A miracle, everyone's calling it. Yes, a miracle, of course it is. The greatest difference between miracles and coincidences is that miracles never descend for no reason in the time and place they do. It'll be His Majesty's birthday soon. How could I not consider this magical affair a splendid portent of things to come? Do give that a rest. They put on this whole auteur-style drama for the merriment of anyone watching. What I'm suddenly minding is the opinions some dukes have of His Majesty and our Duke of Cumberland. Leave it there. All worries on the back burner now. The dinner party is about to begin. You're quite right. Let's enjoy everything here to the fullest. God save Victoria. Fucking makes me want drinking tea with the PM. Like, oh ho ho. It seems the people's attentions are on Alexandrina's adventure. Your Majesty, you knew beforehand Her Highness would enter the cavern on the ground? It was a fine opportunity. With me out of the palace, the diligent guards could more easily chatter, or perhaps sleep on the job, and thus let this little intruder of ours slip by. So you planned all this. Half was his fine improvisation. He does like a little practical, harmless little practical joke on us humans now and then. If he went along with this, does that imply he too considered this a necessary deed? Londinium will be soon for summer. Awfully stuffy days and torrents of rain from time to time. You're planning to send Allerdale and the wife out to the city yourself, aren't you? Your Majesty, my intention has always simply been one. Robert, you adore your daughter, as do I. We are to wager everything for Victoria's present, but they are Victoria's future, on the off chance we do fail. We will not, Your Majesty. I will ensure the worst case does not happen, if it takes my very life. I'm filled with great courage and confidence at our prospects. Still, it doesn't hinder me from planning just the most minute escape option for Alexandrina. She'll be ruling Victoria sooner or later. Is it so wrong to have her get to grips with the city in advance? And a similar farce still more or less served to right the balance on this stifling seeming afternoon. Under all this pressure, the people's spirits needed a little boost. That is what we're here for. Of course, we all have some premonition. Hence why we made these calculations, correct? Come, Robert. Once you're done with your tea, we'll be due downstairs. I hear music. That's the band Dad and His Majesty invited? Yes, Miss Allerdale. The dinner party's about to begin. Everyone's so happy. Aren't you too? Alshia, will days go on like this forever? Is the Allerday chapter? Yeah, it's the Allerday chapter. Me and you, and Dad, and Mum, will always be together? I don't know, Miss Allerdale, but I believe nothing ever stays completely the same. Just as the flowers in the garden. No, there are some things that will never change, Alshia. I'll grow up to be a steam knight, just like Sir Lynch. No, even greater than Sir Lynch. I'll protect you all, and I'll drive every scoundrel away. I'll uphold the glory of Cumberland, just like my great-great-great-great-grandmother. I promise this, Alshia, you'll see. Miss, I'm not leaving Londinium. You're not allowed to leave either, Alshia. I'm going to tell Dad. This is my home, just like every Cumberland's done before me. I'll keep it. I'll protect it until my life is over. I swear. Oh yeah, chapter 11 preview was like, what was it, Chestnut? It was like Chestnut, Leonhart, I think? Or something like that. It was very disappointing. And like Paprika. Yeah, like, have I watched it? I think it's been a while since we did this chapter 11 clear. But I think I watched it back in, back when I was doing this. And it was really bad. Did I get everything here? Oh right, I need Dagda stuff. It's stainless? Oh yeah, stainless. But yeah, all in all, it was like really lame. God. 40 minutes for chapter 1. Oh man, I'm gonna get through like what? Fucking up to here for today? Oh my god, how many are there? 20. Okay, so I will be making good pace if I can make it to 6. And then I guess I might just have to dedicate Sunday to finishing it. There's so much dialogue. The only thing that could be worse is reading Lone Trail out loud. That's gonna be a fucking slog to read Lone Trail. 4 years ago. 1094. 3:25 p.m. Overcast. Saint Marceau's... Marceau... Why did I put on an accent? Marceau's College. Osterig, District of Londinium. What's little Timmy? Hey, look! All the soldiers in Parliament Square. All the crossbows and cannons. You've got nowhere to run. Oh. Stop crying. You're not supposed to cry. Chin up. You're playing the king. I'll have you all killed. I've got my Knights of the Foyer. It's Knights of the Tower. Most of them surrendered. All the ones who won't give in will be like you soon. They'll be tried by us and the fiery rage of Londinium we represent. Who can try king? Used to be nobody could. Maybe no one else in the future either. You're dead end, your majesty. You blocked Victoria's forward stride. Every machine in the city stopped on your command, plus you wanted to take the daily bread away from all the suffering people, stealing every last penny out of their purses. Our hands toil for nothing, but tomorrow's sun. It's you and your greedy attendants that forced us to stain ourselves in your blood. Forward, soldiers, for Victoria. Man, that's so fucked up. You're just making the little kid play the king who gets executed. Alright. Oh, whoops. Victoria! I am Victoria, you insolence! Victoria won't pardon you for this, even if I become a spectre. Spectre! First you run over to these steps, then you fall down, and then you say that. This is a really controlling kid. What the fuck's wrong with him? Who's that running around the doorway here? Ralph, Anna, you little pair of mischief makers. It's Miss Molly. We were just getting to the most fun part. Anna, quick, get on the steps. We're gonna do the holy shit. Hanging. Hanging? Who taught you children such a cruel game? It's how the grown-ups in Slantwood's Alley play. Slantwood's Alley? There's all manners there. Did you watch some kind of silly show? Who took you to see it? Tom the Cobbler. He was drinking a lot of yellow stuff, and it was all dripping off his face. Then he ran up on stage while they were up there, and he was yelling and screaming, I won't let you disgrace His Majesty the King. He was a great among greats. That bloody Tom. No, that's no language to use in front of the children. Oh, what's he thinking? Taking the children to the pub. Oh, yeah, he took us drinking. Nice. All the alcohol. Chapter kind of short compared to the others? Maybe. Let's keep going, Anna. I want to play one more time before supper. That's not playing. You're just reenacting a play, and you're just having Anna keep dying. Then it's your turn to be the one that dies, Ralph. You promised. You can't fib. Oh, your majesty, pardon these children for disrespecting you. They've never seen you, nor heard your voice before. All they know are rumors of you from all the city's gossip peddlers. Miss Molly, you've never seen the king before either. You don't get to be all hoity-toity with us. Come on, run, Anna. I'm chasing you. Out of the way, traitor. Sooner or later, you'll all be torn apart by the beast within. Children, this is hardly proper of you. If you don't want punishment, you'd best cut that out. Never let any of the clergy or teachers see. See what? Oh, good Lady Golding. Ralph, Why are you so flushed? Cause we're playing a game, ma'am. It's really fun. A game? Very well, I understand. Return to your bedroom soon, and don't forget to do today's homework. Yes, ma'am. Additionally, Ralph, Molly, may only be older than the two of you by a few years, but she is still your teacher. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, Miss Molly. Alright, alright. Listen to the ma'am now. Off you go. I thought only a few years. She looks like a nun. I thought she was like 20 at least. I can't believe you didn't scold the two of them. Ralph and Anna, I don't blame them. The children just don't understand what cruelty is yet. They have an innate desire to learn. If they can't learn anything proper from books or ourselves, it's only natural they'll turn to other places. So many say that hanging transformed Victoria. Lady Golding, do you agree? Ask the same question to different people and you'll only get different answers. The machines of Highbury's munitions factories suddenly never cease to whir, but the grand houses of Osterig have had a many change in ownership. Well, all I know is that these poor children still come in droves to our school each year. Bless their hearts. They're in need of help as much as I was 20 years ago. I thank the school. If it hadn't lodged me, I would have long died of some illness or another, like oropathy. I imagine... I gotta imagine, feeling your organs crystallize has to be, like, really fucked. That has to hurt like a motherfucker. Molly, what happened just earlier gave me an idea. An idea? You're mean. You're mean. Like, I get you're to mean, or you mean. You're mean? Come on. You mean the sets of plays you're holding? Indeed. So, they're meant for the children, but they've only just learned how to read. Wouldn't it be a little too soon? Better this than all the showy slipshod stuff in Slantwood's alley. For young children, acting others' roles is tantamount to a game. The complex implications might escape them for now, but at least they can get a little taste of the emotion and power within the words for themselves. I do hope you're right. It comes with another upside too, no? The children won't be nodding off in my literature classes anymore. I suppose so. What matters to me is that we can use up just a little of their energy. It'll be a great relief for me. Excuse me, madams. Bookshop's closing in advance. Mr. Adams, you're quite early to shut today. Haven't you heard yet, ma'am? There was a disturbance at the Duke's office in Camden this morning. Disturbance? What kind of disturbance is it to affect Ostrig? It's quite a ways away. One of the office admins got beat to death. Duke of Stafford's nephew, apparently. Only just rocked up in Londinium a week ago. Oh, rest his soul. Have the police caught the murderer yet? That's the problem. Witnesses say the suspect scarpered into a defense force barracks. Uh-oh. Rioting. Seal the street. Move. Don't let him get away. All eyes out. And now he's fled into Ostrig. Really? Hard to say, ma'am. Probably not that simple. How strange. Are these the defense forces men? My eyes might just be playing tricks, but their uniforms seem a little different from what I remember. I've got a friend who lives in Camden, ma'am. He says there's soldiers just flooding the street nearby, all of them wearing that uniform. There's even word that, well, a duke secretly slipped into Londinium just yesterday. How, though? Wasn't that prohibited by law? Thank you, Mr. Adams. These books are too heavy. I'll pick them up next time. Molly, back to the school as quick as we can. No one. Didn't they say they saw someone hiding in the alley? We can't let word of the Duke spread in the city. If we do, our entire operation today... Ugh, damn and blast. Didn't even see if it was a man or woman. What the hell are these intelligence agents doing in the bloody Londinium offices? Good for nothings. Got the Duchy's people running circles around them. Lucky I just landed a bolt. Keep up the chase. They can't have gotten far. Oh, it's Heidi. Wait. Lady Golding, did you see something? Nothing urgent. Molly, you go back to the school for now. Gather all the children and make sure they don't stray out into the streets. What about you? I'm going to see a friend. Prepare some hot water and a clean towel in the office for me. I'll be back as soon as I can. Sorry, bear with me. School things are fairly rudimentary. More often we have children falling over while making a racket, not so much being shot by soldiers' crossbows. Who knew you could sew up wounds? With the scant yearly donations to the school, we can't afford to hire that many staff. I have to moonlight as a school nurse a lot of the time. Ow. After seeing you move so silently on the street, I wasn't imagining you would feel the pain. Oh, don't jest with me. You're the only one in all of Londinium who I can truly catch my breath with. I can suture your wound, Heidi, but I can't disinfect it. You'd best be off to a hospital straight away. I don't think so. Can you tell me why? I thought we were friends. Golding, I shouldn't have come here with you in the first place. I haven't wanted to pull you or the children into all the mess. So the soldiers are after you. Are they really the Duke of Stafford's men? Did Adams tell you that? I thought he would keep mum. He's your friend, and mine as well. He was the one holding the book club we met each other at, and don't you forget it. Could I ever? You were a ruthless one then. A fast food work of pop culture subservience. Its only use is fueling chatter between ladies of the house and girls at tea time. Your words from mine used to work. But I did say that the author's talent lay far beyond. And I hadn't conceived that the most tasteful of all Londinium's critics was such a simple, unassuming teacher. I could read into every line you'd written, and for each one, the 100 lines you hadn't besides. Those were your words, Heidi, uttered by you. Never would I doubt the unspoken understanding between us. Then let me help you. We can be more frank with each other, Heidi, just as we always have. Golding, did I ever tell you that years and years ago, I had the fortune of meeting a Laterano cleric who wasn't a Sancta? She once lived in Londinium too. She may well have some ties to the school's origin. Who is she? She's... Oh. Lady Golding, goodness! Hold on, you have a guest. Who might this be? A literary circle friend. Is something the matter, Molly? Outside, ma'am. I thought you'd have heard. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. From far away come strange noises. They are bombing the school. In Arknights. The sort that Londiniers are quite inured to. They confuse them all too easily. At first with the sound of an exploding steam boiler carelessly lit. Or the sound of the mechanical foul beast the children so love slicing through the air. But as the ground and building tremors become steadily apparent, an instinctual panic strikes everyone. By protection of the kings, Londinium has never once met catastrophe before. What they face now is without a doubt a different sort of menace, and in those long of age, something stirs. The nightmare of 20 years ago has come again. The sign of war. In the midst of the room's silence, the rumble grows thicker. It doesn't make sense. They were only catching a few criminals. Why'd they bring out such a display of force? If we could make sense of every thought in the minds of our fellow man, many a tragedy would never come to pass. Molly, if you could check whether the soldiers in the street are still there. Yes, ma'am. I have to leave now. I know. I'd love to urge you to stay, but I know full well that not even heavy artillery could stop you. I know you've noticed too, Golding. Another scene change is being wrought upon Londinium tonight. The Duke of Stafford's troops are on the offensive at Parliament Square as we speak. The Duke of Cavendish's men arrived at the outer wall a long time earlier. The coup d'etat over 20 years ago, and the turmoil it brought were at least the briefest thing for the citizens here. But this time, I couldn't say. This will likely develop into an interducal war, and its epicenter will have been Londinium. I've come into some intel. It has the potential to save tens of thousands of lives. The sort of thing I need to deliver out of the city before tomorrow's daybreak. War, you say? I'm afraid so. The fire of war could spread to other cities at a moment's notice. Every Victorian needs to make preparations. Victoria's peace has endured for over 2 decades since His Majesty's passing. Many call it a miracle, but I long cease to believe it a miracle of any sort. No one would abandon their own interest, especially when its vastness is that of Victoria's. It instead gave those with the stuff to plunder it all the more to consider. We pitiful that live in this crack of history could only simply shut our eyes and proclaim it so. Peace. Who would have thought deathly illness would drive Stafford to such measures, and who could have predicted how the other dukes would respond? Without the efforts of people such as yourself, this war would have broken out 22 years ago, instead of being delayed to today. Are you trying to soothe me, Golding? I'm only stating the reality, nothing more. You needn't reveal your goals to me, Heidi. Let her explain what your people have been planning all these years. Sorry, hold on. There we go. You need only answer me one thing. Will peace come again? It will. That's what we've been striving for all along. We will protect our homeland. That is the truth. Throughout the ages that we Victorians have believed in. Even if countless will die in the streets outside, even if with each end in sight, upon this road of yours, the next old preordained war comes to greet you. Indeed. Because war will ultimately end. It may end at the hands of us or our posterity. When the smoke clears from the skies shrouding Victoria, no more will the children's smiles be crossed with haze. Very well. I'm willing to believe in you, Heidi, to try and believe. Should I ever be able to return to Londinium, Golding, then I'll tell you everything when we meet again. Remember that. Remember your promise. Come back alive. Oh, hey, that start was pretty short, all things considered. The music is honestly a bomb. Several hours later. Ralph, where's Ralph gone? Oh, heaven's sake. Everything's a mess. How could he still be running about? Miss Molly, Ralph said grown-ups keep mentioning artillery, but he's never seen it for himself. Of all the... He can't have gone out in the street. They've started firing out there already. The bolts and shells flying all over. Yeah, he's a dumbass kid is what he is. I'll go and find him. Lady Golding, it's far too dangerous. Ralph. Come here now. Lady Golding. Don't fear, good boy. I'm right here. Uh-oh. Artillery incoming. Wah! Get over here, you rat. Let's hurry back. It'll be all better then. It'll be all right. Lady Golding. Ralph, you're back. Oh, wonderful. I was half expecting that kid to die. Not gonna lie. He just discovered he got a bolt through the head. I guess we're not that dark. We're not that dark yet. I'm sorry, Miss Molly. Oh, you scared me to death, Ralph. Are all the children here, then? Yes, ma'am. I've counted. About just now, a shell landed nearby. Whatever for? Just who exactly is warring with who? It doesn't make sense. Everything was fine this morning. How could this have happened to Londinium so suddenly? Don't cry, Molly. No tears in front of the children. You are not allowed to grieve. Yes, ma'am. Hold my hand tight. At least we're all together. We have the defense forces and the Steam Knights. They'll protect Londinium. They'll protect Victoria. The Steam Knights. I think I just saw them. Are they the really tall ones in all black and... It was a shadow from a street lamp, wasn't it? Liar. It was definitely one of those Steam Knights. Tom the cobbler always goes on about them. He says how they're the symbol of Victoria's grandness. Here, high over the valleys and over the rivers, rumble ye rumble, till is the sound. Chant be the thunder, and shout be gale, the grand knights of grandest Victoria crowned. I knew that song when I was little too. My singing teacher said that every year on the king's birthday, everyone gathered in the square to catch a glimpse of all the steam knights in formation. Can a steam knight really fly? Apparently, all they do is run very fast, faster than any lightning or storm. With all the steam they emit on top, they must look like they're stepping on clouds. This is pants. We don't even have a king now. I've never seen a parade once. This is pants. As that is certainly a British fucking curse. Or not curse, but like, yeah, this is pants. Also, they told me their teacher once saw something even greater. It was the year Victoria had just defeated Gaul, and to celebrate the then king's birthday, dozens of steam knights all returned to Londinium together. Their suits were draped in flags of Victoria, and once they'd all marched down the steps and on the palace of Westhelig, it was like one giant flag all at once. And then everyone heard a howl even clearer than thunder. A howl? Yes, a howl. The people who were there say it was Victoria's emblem, the symbol on our flag, coming alive. Because ever since that day, Victoria had officially surmounted Gaul, and become the grandest nation of all Terra's lands. I'm so sorry, Lady Golding. Your father was Gaulish, I forgot. You needn't apologize to me, Molly. You and I, Ralph, and the hundreds of thousands of children that grew up here, all grew as Londiniers. Perhaps the same goes for the one in the suit of steam armor outside. Do you know a steam knight, Miss Golding? Charles Lynch. He used to live in Ostrig. Tom the cobbler was an old friend of his, hence why he loves to tell tales of His Majesty and the steam knights so much. In fact, Lynch was the last steam knight His Majesty ever titled in his life. And the last steam knight titled up until now. That's kind of tragic, honestly. The night drags on. For so long that the children hear every tale of the steam knights told in Londinium, and first light has just broken. The sound of artillery stopped sooner than they had expected. Past the witching hour, the streets outside have more or less returned to silence. But no words are needed as they all continue to stay huddled indoors. No one dares to rush to see the state out there. Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, exactly. Near to every Londinia has been awake the whole night. The same question circles ever in everyone's minds. Come next morning, will Londinium be different? The next day. Seems like everyone's the same. Where have the Duke's men gone? I knew it. I knew the situation would come under control lickety-split once the steam knights showed up. I just didn't think it'd be this fast. Molly, some way or another, we're going to need to buy essentials. We don't know what might happen next. You two, what are you doing out here? Mr. Adams. Excellent. For the children, knowledge is just as indispensable, especially under present circumstances. Mr. Adams, could you bring me those sets of plays from yesterday? And I'm afraid I'll need a few more too. These fairy tales, along with the first steps into mathematics and physics there, and a copy of the home medical guide. If you could pass all of that, please. Wait, what's that noise? From not far away, sound uniform footsteps. They're unlike those the Londiniers have heard at parades. These are heavier and more urgent. The Palace of Westhelig, the Shard, Parliament Square. One flight after another in seamless succession, through Ostrig's almost desolate streets, through the center of Londinium, Victoria's heart. As the footsteps press towards this most ordinary of streets, some of those ducked to the side of the street finally catch clear sight of the advancing army. Or better said, they see clearly the soldiers' appearances. The horns, each shaped their own, all condensed in ominous black. Not even the rushing yawn of daylight casts a shine on them. The Sarkaz. Sarkaz. They're Sarkaz mercenaries. If they are mercenaries, I assume they'll leave soon. And then Londinium will be back to the way it was, won't it? Uh, they don't know it yet, but in the years to come, many a thing will change completely. For one, the Sarkaz army won't ever leave Londinium. And for another, from that day forth, no one will ever see steam armor in her streets again. A pity. But yes, the loss of steam armor. And back to happy music. I'll take a drink of tea. It's so weird that this is like the happy music, but then the actual game is, or the actual story is like, yeah, it's wartime, all right. 1 year ago. $10.97. Music is your choice, right? Oh, it's my lobby music. Whoops. I thought, you know what, I accept full blame. I accept full blame. That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. Well, whatever. What the fuck? Also, why is it so calibrated weird? Okay. Why is it acting like this? Is it because like the light isn't on? Hold on. Okay, I might just move this over here. Hold on. Move this closer. I'm not using the keyboard that much. You thought I finished the story? I have not finished any of the story. Well, okay. I finished chapter 11 technically. I did not finish reading chapter 11. I kind of just sped through chapter 11. So yeah, that's the situation we're in. Why is it so hard to? Okay, you know what? We're moving this back in front. Why is it so hard for? Hold on, sorry. I'm now distracted by my model. Why are my eyes like this? What's going on here? Maybe I need to get better. All right, whatever. 4:56 p.m. Overcast. Munitions factory number 11. Oh, a munitions factory. God damn it. Oi, has the last batch of polymer prep come in yet? What do you mean it hasn't? This takes the piss. Okay, dude, I can't take these fucking curses seriously. I don't know why. British curses are so fucked. Oh, it's Catherine. Woo! When that Siege Altar event comes out, oh, I'm pulling for Catherine. Who was in charge of transporting those materials? It was, the one in charge. What are you dithering for? It was Feist. That boy. He went out first thing this morning. Should have been back ages ago. Who went with him? Tommy, Pato, and Day. They're not the same workshop. How'd they get in the same shift? Sorry, hold on. They all get along like a house fire. Keep mucking together all the time. Feist their little ringleader. Catherine is free? Oh, Catherine's free? Hell yeah. That's what I need. She comes with your Xbox. She's free. Hold on. Why are my eyes like this? I do eyes? Wow. Oh, I see the issue. Why is it like this? Can you turn the smoothing up? Sorry, I'm being really distracted. I'll play around the model later. Sorry. Anyway, you hit a snag from the sounds of it. Small potatoes, nothing more. Small potatoes. Catherine, you know what day it is today, right? How can I forget? I've been fearing for my life I'll upset your officer if I sign and it looks like foul scratch. I started practicing my signature 10 whole days ago. That's practice under your belt then. The general's stressing importance hard on the handover ceremony in 2 days. Reportedly, the Defense Force's head is showing too. Want a cig? Pass one here. Ah, yes, nicotine addiction. Exactly what we need. You know why it is all your factory's people have been stuck around until now, don't you? Where is this? Sorry, I just got a message. I'm being really distracted right now. Fuck. Anyway, we work very hard. That's a given. You do your work well. We're like in that the regard. Work, get paid, scrape a living. But our employers know all too well, the more exceptional a merc's work is, the less he can be trusted. Standard fare. Old manager of this old industrial park, Sir Humphrey, never trusted us either, before you dragged him away. Don't make trouble for me, Catherine. The mercenary's tone is placid, like he's the one asking Catherine if she wants to smoke, as he so often does. This is his job. Offering a few disobedient Londinian workers to him is almost the same as the screws she tightens on daily. Catherine taps her cigarette into a bag. Can't have ash falling into the machinery. I've told you more the times than I can count. If you want efficiency maintained, our factory can't afford one fuel worker. I admire you a fair bit, Catherine. Even a typical merc might not even have the guts you do. You've got the stuff. Things is, it's possible to take anything too far. Londinium's got over 100 munitions factories just like yours. Even if this whole place was dead empty, the Regent wouldn't care. Nothing will change. The ceremony will come the day after. We'll hand over everything as promised, and all our workers will be there. No need for you lot to worry about a thing. I'll take your word for it then. Of course. Now, got a lighter? You're just holding your cig there. You hold on to it after all. Londinium smokes always have a sort of engine oil to them. Can't get over it. You think they put motor oil in their in their thing? That'd be funny. Oh. 2.2. There we go. What am I doing? What? Why am I getting so distracted? Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Let me let me lock in. I don't know why I'm getting so distracted with the story. Catherine, what do we do? Oh, there's breathing noise. I'm not sure I like that. I'm not sure I appreciate the breathing noise. Not gonna lie. Pinch a cigarette out. Off to the loading area. Pato, done there. Just this screw left. Sort it out. If this keeps up, they'll be waiting a whole week at least to get more polymer prep. Polymer up to our ears. It's just batch after batch coming in. The hell are the Sarkaz building? I haven't seen Granny. Granny doesn't let me anywhere near the assembly line. Only her most trusted workmates get to climb out that walkway. The longer this keeps up, the more it must be very important to the Sarkaz. Gotta be a weapon, right? We've been pumping out auto crossbows for the Sarkaz the last few days in the workshop. Could only be. Still got so many ducal armies outside eyeing us. Be ghastly letting the Sarkaz get away with this, I tell you. We've got to stop them, Pato. We can't be helping the Sarkaz fend off our own. Think it'd be any use if we destroyed this batch of prep? Think we'd get sentence? I'll step up if that's what it comes to. I'm not afraid of being taken in. You can't do that. Granny? Grab him. Pato, do it! Yeah? On the fly, she grabs a small file and throws it. With a clang, the worker's spanner flies out of his hand and onto the ground. Ugh. Do you know what it is you're doing? I'm stopping the Sarkaz. You're making a scene. I've got it all planned. It won't drag any of you in. I'll tell the Sarkaz I did it and then you'll die at the Sarkaz hands. You're making yourself out as a hero, aren't you? I'll try and flee. I've been planning this forever. You're using the crawler you modified. You're hiding on the cargo track and slipping out of Highbury that way. So you knew. I've been living in this industrial park for over 50 years. Whatever silly business you try, it won't slip by me. Granny, listen to me. I received some news. There's a rebel organization active in Sudan right now. They've rescued a whole number of people from the Sarkaz, and they've even taken back some plates. They call themselves the Londinium Citizens Self-Salvation Corps. We're going to meet them. Okay, hold on. I need to rearrange my desk again. Are you now? And then... what? Are they lacking for smiths? Are you going to assemble and automate production pipelines for them? Maybe design the next generation of crawlers? You can't even put a single armament together. You're going to go up to the people at the Self-Salvation Corps and tell them you want to bash Sarkaz heads in with spanners? I'm learning. I know the stories you've told me, like how you got selected to build steam armor when you were young, and I've heard you spending night after night polishing at power conduits. I don't get it. Well, Londinium workers, you've been teaching me that since I was little. You've told me how a factory built modern Victoria. But now, we're lowering our flag at a handover ceremony and raising the Sarkaz ensign. There we go. And then, We're taking the assembly line we're so proud of and producing weapons for the Sarkaz with it, and those weapons will end up pointed at Victorians. How can you bear life like this? Like what? Life like this is our life. The life you and your parents have always been living. Look at this factory. Nobles with titles longer than their surnames. Business tossers with lives built on trade. Even the Sarkaz. We've had people posing as its masters come and go. But the assembly line's still there. The machines still haven't come to a halt. Each rivet that passed through our hands is still in the place it's meant to be. Whoever might be occupying that palace in the middle of Londinium, this city we built will still see tomorrow and the day after that. But I don't want a tomorrow like this. What kind of life is a life without freedom? It's being alive at most, that's it. If this factory, if Londinium isn't ours any longer, then what was the point of everything we made for it? You know, Feist, 25 years ago, that night when the flames lit up the sky, your dad said much the same thing to me. Boss, the Sarkaz are almost back. You're free to go wherever you want. But from this moment on, you are forbidden from ever setting foot in the factory again, Feist. A worker who won't finish the job with his own hands isn't fit for the job. Anyone who wants to go with him, I won't stop you either. Just remember, you step out of this door and you are no longer one of us. Man, that's brutal. That's really brutal, actually. And straight back to Dungeon Meshi. Alright. Alright, let's see, so that, and then... Why does my model do this? Is it just because I'm Asian? God damn it, my eyes are rough. My eyes are rough to track. It probably is, but anyway, moving on. Story 3 after. Feist is exiled. You have been banished from this factory. You are not allowed to persist. Several days later. Internalized racism. No, it's just like the way my eyes track. And I don't know if it's like VTube Studio. Or if it's like something else. Like this, my left eye is closed and sometimes it tracks it and sometimes it doesn't. I have to like look up to do it. It's kind of fucked. I don't know why it does this. I'm gonna turn up the smoothing. No. What's going on here? What if I stop using VTube Studio? Or the rereader? Oh! Oh, right. This is not a... Right. This is not a V... Okay. I remember now. This is not a model that's suited for V-Bridger. Right. I've been using it for so long. There we go. Now I look normal. All right. And my eyes can close. Wow. Crazy. Which means I need to modify this. To like what? 0.6 back again? Yeah, there we go. Right. Those are enlarged pupil contact lenses. No, refusal.
Well, inventory check. This lot of factories has handed in its designated amount of material. Excellent. Miss Catherine, as you know, taking on Londinium's hundreds of factories and ensuring the smooth operation is by no means a simple feat. Thus, my only option is to personally see over every handover is completed. Some unpleasantness always comes part and parcel, but this handover out of this final set of factories has been the smoothest. I must thank you for your willing cooperation, and for sparing me so much time. I just don't want to do anything that'd be of no avail. I admire your attitude, Miss Catherine, but I'm afraid your heart of hearts doesn't agree with you. I use French voice for Le Tour? What? Oh, do I even remember how to do a French accent? You mean? I hear a few days ago, some workers fled your factory. Oui. Being the case, I'd like to take stock of personnel while I'm here, and have a look at your factory names. It was my grandson who ran. Catherine. Oh? Young'uns tend to do without thinking. Very plain dealing with you, Miss Catherine, but frankness alone will not quell this matter. So I can't guarantee you everyone under me is of one mind. I don't have that capacity. I can only guarantee this factory hands in its designated material quota. Could I ascertain, are you asking me to let him go? He's a single tyke, every hair on his head out of place. He's hardly going to affect this factory's operation. But you could. I've heard about your past deeds, Miss Catherine. No wonder you were chosen as a workers' representative. A woman of honor. I esteem you for it. But we always must nip these things at the bud, or are you able to guarantee me that your grandson won't become a traitor to us? Such as, if he joined that Self-Salvation Corps, that's all the vogue. I've no need to guarantee it, sir. Young'uns always think they can do something, but it always turns out they don't know what it is they are facing. They'll nip themselves. I understand your sentiment. What the fuck? I understand your sentiment. I don't know why the French accents. I don't even know if that's French, honestly. It probably isn't, but maybe I don't know. I'm having fun with it. Indeed, pursuing a single escaped worker pales in comparison to the gravity. Omelette de fromage. To the gravity of ensuring a dozen factories continues to stably operate. I can overlook this affair, Miss Catherine. But I do hope you're able to keep your promise. Okay, he's getting worse. He's getting worse. It's getting into more villain French now. As long as I'm in charge of this factory, there'll never be a problem. Excellent. In that case, it's time we get on with the handover ceremony. Just our goddamn luck. I wanted to go to the factory too and watch the flag raising. Quit griping. You can see it from here anyway. Just tough it out. There's none of the gravitas here that you'll get watching on sight. Man, who the hell knew we'd actually take Victoria's capital? Dream of that in the past and you'd kick yourself. True enough. Still, the next comes the hardest period. The Dukes are all eyes on us. If they were good for anything, we wouldn't have seized Londinium so handedly. Man, this tea is actually drying out my throat. I need to get water after this. That was close. Phew, lucky these mercs have no idea the plate has a gap you can get into here. Feist makes his way to a pipeline entrance. He's done his survey. Somewhere along this passage is a connection to Sudan. What do you mean, just drink more? Yeah, but it's like, it's green tea. It's like, the green tea is like specifically drying it out. Okay. Is it left or yeah? Okay, so I need to do like 0.5. But now on the verge of setting foot inside it, he has his doubts after all. He wasn't kidding, Pato. He's thought over every difficulty he might potentially face. Critically, though, and what he never said, was that he didn't have a plan for every problem. Granny wasn't wrong after all. He's just a smith. He has a head that passes for smart and relatively hardworking. These two things ensure he could muddle through life fine in Londinium's peaceful years, but there's no telling if they'll save his life right under the Sarkaz noses. Tommy was right. If only those massive hulking metal lads were still around. He's all grown up, and he's still never seen a steam knight before. Bang, clang, bang. With the factory ceiling so high and the hatches so small, the view of the sky can't help being minuscule from within. Its ever-changing shades cast a light projection down into the factory. Never changing is the sound of the assembly line, one hunk of metal striking another, as well as the sight of old Granny standing at its side. Think it's dull, don't you? Hold on to your hammer and spanner tight. If you really want to do something, you've got to persevere. You strike once and you get nothing more than a hunk of beaten metal. You strike again and you can make steam armor. You strike again and then your child and your children's children carry on striking. And we've got Londinium. Should he head back? Should he go in? He has no idea. Uh-oh. From far away comes the sound of a Sarkaz bugle, and Feist follows that sound. Atop every factory in Londinium stands a flag. That flag stands for Victoria. Not once since this factory's founding has that ever changed. But that, as of today, has changed. Sign here, Miss Catherine. Without hesitation, Catherine, upon the document that embodies the transferal of factory authority, signs a practice signature. And now, the final changing of the flag. Go. Yes, sir. Stay, Miss Catherine. Be what it may, you are currently witnessing history. Sir, can I light a smoke? By all means. Sir, just as you've heard of me, I've heard about you too. Oh? Gaul. Yes, my father was a Gaulish loyalist, that is no secret. If you're querying me how I feel at this moment, Miss Catherine, an instant of joy that there was no blood shed through this procedure, but outside of that, my heart is filled with nothing but sorrow. Not far away, Sarkaz soldiers ferry over the flag that stands for them. Meanwhile, an additional 2 Sarkaz prepare to lower the current one. Catherine can see the happiness on their faces, and beyond them, a resplendent sunset glow. Catherine knows, it all signifies the dark isn't long away. Feist turns his head, and from this position, he just so happens to be able to see the factory's flagpole towering high. He stands there, and watches as Victoria's flag descends, foot by foot. A moment later, foot by foot, the flag of the Sarkaz rises. As if nothing's changed at all. He takes a deep breath and sets foot into the pipeline. It's pitch dark within. Apprehensively, he sets off, for the direction of Sudan he recalls. All of Londinium's munitions factories have now completed the handover, and on this day they have exchanged Victorian flags for those of the Sarkaz. They flutter in the breeze. Oh. Really? We end on they flutter in the breeze? That's crazy. Such a lame ending. Lame ending statement. yeah, it's a little fucked up that I'm using the Dungeon Meshi BGM. Just a little bit. Oh, this is gonna be a long one. Okay, let me get water. I'll be right back.
It's tragic. Yeah, I know it's tragic, but still, it's funny. Or not funny. It's I don't know. I feel like there are more impactful ways to indicate like the handover. Honestly. The year 1098, 1:03 p.m. Overcast. Palace of Westalig, Londinium. Even before Londinium was a nomadic city, the Palace of Westalig stood there. Its name was originally Plain Westalig. The Draco royal family convened its ministers here in this palace, and used their beloved gold and ruby to decorate the outer walls. Said decorations went up in flames during the Great Fire 300 years ago. Still, the building's skeleton remained and it bore witness to the first Aslan king's coronation. Therefore, Westalig formally became the Palace of Westalig, to commemorate the age of peace and prosperity founded by the Draco and Aslan kings enjoyed. 26 years ago, the last Aslan king was captured in the same place by Parliament's standing forces. And now, this is no longer the building where the Victorian Parliament assembles. Sat at the conference table is but one person, not Draco, not Aslan, but Sarkaz. Hello, Teresis. Still no sign of movement from the Duke of Gododin. Ever since the Viscount's life was attempted, our activity in the Desmonds has been greatly restricted. Lavish salons held every night at the Duke of Normandy's residence. But the flow of raw steel is extremely suspect. And all intelligence personnel have turned up empty-handed. Any sound from Dublin is drowned out by the Duke of Wellington. Duke of Wellington's high-speed battleships were roaring. We've as of yet been unable to penetrate into the Iron Duke's duchy, but no other duke would be able to impede the veteran without a doubt. The Marquis and Co. have finally given up on the Duke of Stafford's inheritance. The Duke of Castor admitted envoys and gifts on New Year's Eve. Activity from all dukes has been growing increasingly frequent since the last winter. It may be a sign they're about to reach a conclusion. Preparations for Londinium remain at the same pace as... hold for a moment, sorry. What? You're sure? Lathinian? 3 days ago. This is too slow. Yes, it looks like they finally found results after their diplomatic peacemaking. New cipher's just been decoded. It's word from the frontline general. Yes, I need to notify you ASAP. 3 days ago, the Empress's voice grandiloquently left the Duke of Windermere's Desmond. We didn't discover contact between the two sides in time, but just today, a fortress changed course, and is sailing straight for Londinium, the one that's been nearest us for the past 2 years. It's pushing directly from Lathinian into the Victorian border, nearing the ravine. Yes, it's the Kurfürst's archenemy, Duke Windmere's army. Duke Windmere announced internationally, this is to avoid catastrophe. Silence once again hangs over the hall. But at this moment, with his eyes shut tight, Teresa sees the thick fog outside of Londinium. Once it clears, the battle will come, right on schedule. Footsteps break through Teresa's train of thought. He is forced to open his eyes. Teresa's. It's you. Were you asleep? Perhaps. The Victorian dukes are a cunning lot. They meticulously sift through every word of intel that flows into Londinium, making the Sarkaz lose their heads. The advantage is in ours in this gamble, yet neither have we been at a disadvantage. The military commission's business is always endless, such is our history's fragility. Even a single comment on a piece of information awry would suffice to forever damn Casdell. But even now as we stand in Londinium, things have hardly changed much. You're still as weary as ever. No, one thing has changed. You're here. Ah, yes, I am. The breadth of possibilities has crossed my mind. If you were to take my head,
Perhaps you would make a much cleaner job of it than I. You would never think that way yourself. That was a hypothetical put forth by Manfred. I am always in need of some differing voices. What's on your mind now? A dream. Oh? I saw us still in Londinium, yet unarmed. Clouds enveloping this city, black stones growing everywhere, and the Sarkaz there in the way, between catastrophe and the crowd. Once the disaster lifted, Londinium's city gates were wide open to us, and the Victorians stood flanking the streets, cheering and welcoming us in. We entered this palace, and the one sat on the throne no longer feared the black stones that grew from us, and took our hands. He called the Sarkaz friends. Dude, it's just IS-5 Furnicide. The Furnicide fables. Sounds unfathomable. There was more. I saw Vampire, Nesserer, and Wendigo set foot together into the reaches more northern than even Ursus, casting fragments of strange monsters back into the frigid sky. Oh, the Collapsals. And I saw Banshee and Damatsi venture parts more southern than even Iberia, walls against the ocean's descent within boundless... So he's aware of the other, outskirts. That's crazy. Countless Sarkaz giving their lives for this land. And Aslan, Draco, Feline, Capernae, Liberi stood together with them. Stood together? Yes, the Sarkaz were no longer the nomads excluded. The land embraced us and we had roots anew. This dream was not mine. This scenario all originates from what you once described to me. A future the Sarkaz could have. I remember. But you told me then that my ideals were too distant, that I was not only our enemies, who could never comprehend me, but neither could the Sarkaz. A myriad years of grievances became our weapons one and all imposed upon me. You also told me that the flames of war within the Sarkaz would tear them apart before I led them to that future. That was more likely in all respects. The dream is actually ending too. Yeah. But you begrudge giving up any possibility, even if it may be a nascent spark. You also said that this world once was only the Sarkaz's, that the ancients and elders wrested our homeland from our forebears. Their souls in death still murmur the Sancta's betrayal, how the royal court withers like autumn leaves, how our bloodline lost. Our bloodline is lost in howls of grief. How ridiculous the sinners are in forgetting history, and how Kazdel ruins strew all across Terra. And then they cry out. The Sarkaz have invaded our homeland. So better that the Sarkaz believe in the fight. The fight can herd our destinies together as one. Better that than peace. This isn't fair. To rule is a method of coexistence too. Terra will perish by its own hand before it confronts those time-old questions. But our homeland would be more magnificent than the many of the Seaborn. Our Hexcrafters would hold the northern menace at bay. Our knowledge, all-encompassing, would dispel Originium, end the catastrophes. Before all that, the Sarkaz must reach an answer. You're right, they must. This is a conversation we've had countless times, but now you can hear their voices clearly. You can make real contact with their ancient souls' tendrils. So tell me, Teresa, did this myriad of years of all the Tikka's souls that lived and breathed, and passed from life to the other shore in death, did they ever receive a momentary respite? I've already failed, Teresis, because you're moved behind. Because at this moment, it is we that stand here. Here. Londinium. Tell me, Teresa, when you stand atop the shard and look at this city, what is it you see? That Victoria is a nation lush with ingenuity. Without a doubt. In a few short centuries, they've built nomadic cities, withstood catastrophe, even attempted to control the storm. Not to mention those knights of white steam, the valiance of those steel suits of armor that ventured into Kazdel 200 years ago, falls far short of that which I saw in the years to follow. Perhaps it's the fault of our unique blood for granting us so many of us lives far too long. So long that in the intervals between one war and the next, we lift our heads, only to realize that, accepting the Sarkaz, everyone is progressing on. No, it's nothing to do with the length of an individual's life. They have the opportunity to progress simply because in the past, they monopolized the freedom to choose between peace and war. Teresa, when I look at Londinium, I see the number of times this nation has gone wrong. The Victorians scorn how primitive the Sarkaz are, yet in essence they simply use the rules of the culture they found to gild their greed and violence that runs in their deepest marrow. They tear at each other incessantly. Ultimately, everything they've made will be ruined by their own hands. That is why we could win this chance at freedom. Even if hope is still as remote, I won't give up on any possibility. Yes, in that regard, we've always been so alike. The year 1098, 1:34 p.m. overcast. Residence of the Duke of Cumberland, Osterig, District of Londinium. Amia, Doctor, our messenger has just sent back some key intel. The main Sarkaz forces are on the way back to the city right now. It's extremely likely this means they're about to wage war with the Duke's armies. But given previous intel, even if they do return to Londinium, the Sarkaz military won't be enough to directly contend with all the Dukes. With the Sarkaz choosing to act now, it's obvious they obviously believe they've grasped some key power that'll sway the situation for them. The Shard. That skyscraper the Sarkaz occupied. We've learned there's weaponry concealed in the building, yes, but will it sway things? It will, Clovicia. Have your people ever taken note of the storm above the Shard? Oh, those dark clouds seem highly unusual. According to the intel we've obtained, that's no normal storm at all. That's a catastrophe the Shard is causing, even if it isn't entirely the same as a true catastrophe. The Sarkaz want to cause a catastrophe to still Londinium themselves. What would they gain from destroying the city? They plan to weaponize the storm. We're not just conjecturing the Shard's purpose. This weapon, or this technology, rather, is exactly Rhodes Island's chief objective in entering Londinium. Dude, angry, Amia. Rhodes Island came for the clouds shrouding Londinium. Yes, it's not just a figure of speech. In the eventuality Teresa's does activate the Shard, he'll lead the flames of war in the storm together upon those he sees as the Sarkaz's enemies. No catastrophe messenger could predict a man-made catastrophe's course. No nomadic city could escape such a catastrophe's assault. Countless Sarkaz and Victorians will die in that battle. And it'll likely be even more tragic for those who survive. Most of them will become infected. Not to mention, the Shard isn't on the border. It's in Londinium, a nation's very capital. Which means, once the technology is complete, it'll reach everywhere on Terra. The Sarkaz will use Victoria's power to destroy her. If we reach that stage, then everything the core has done will be for naught. Even if we could rescue the people from a catastrophe as Rhodes Island does, Londinium and our livelihood would be past any point of return. Clovicia, Rhodes Island is greatly thankful to the Self-Salvation Corps. Without your help, we would have had no good way into central Londinium. But neither I nor the Doctor will lie to you. No matter how Rhodes Island plans to approach the Shard, the battles ahead will be brutal, each more brutal than the last. If we can't stop Teresa's within the next few days, we'll be facing an all-out war, and the Dukes will march with an eye to enter Londinium. If the Corps chooses to wait for the Duke's armies, Amia, we can't do that. I'm the daughter of a textiles merchant. Most of the fighters, in fact, are just ordinary civilians. We have workers, farmers, craftsmen, and traders. Our backgrounds are a tapestry of millions, together under the one goal of driving the Sarkaz out of Londinium as soon as possible. That's why the Corps won't place all its hopes in the Dukes, otherwise we'd never have been able to take a stand ourselves. Our greatest fear, if it came to it, wouldn't even be the Sarkaz controlling the Shard. It'd be the Dukes, dropping any shred of thought for the ramifications. So, the Corps has no intention to suspend operations? Correct. On the contrary, in fact, with war on the eve of breaking out, there are some things only the Self-Salvation Corps can do here, within Londinium. Such as gaining as much possible on the Sarkaz supply lines. We think alike, Doctor. Okay, so that line would have played regardless of way. Should the Dukes wage war, the Sarkaz will surely have preparations made to hold Londinium. Being a steel fortress, Londinium is self-sufficient to an extent. However, the Sarkaz actions within the city have long since outstripped that load. Still, unlike Londinium's previous masters, the Sarkaz don't get a drop of evident support from any of Victoria's other cities. In comparison, while the Dukes do all act on their own liberties, they'll each have their own steady flow of supplies. A supply line? The Sarkaz do have some kind of hidden supply line, definitely. Completing the Shard has been a multi-year undertaking. The idea they're relying solely on Londinium's own production is practically impossible. It originates outside of the city, and its terminus is in a Londinium munitions factory that builds weapons for the Sarkaz. Right. If we can locate this supply line, we'll be able to delay the birth of a super weapon. Commander Clovicia, cooperation is still our best choice. I'm afraid so, Doctor. We need more intel on this munitions factory. The Corps has a fighter who knows Highbury in and out. Doctor, you know him very well. Feist? Right. He's the most suited candidate for this mission. With some minor preparations, he'll lead everyone away from the Sarkaz's watch, and for the munitions factory. We still need other, more concrete sources of info. The Defense Force Command's HQ. It's a tower located at the border between Ostrigg and Highbury boroughs, and it controls the info network for the entirety of Londinium's defense systems. Given the supply line can penetrate Londinium, there must be records of it lying somewhere in the system. I heard the majority of the defense forces. Their commander, Leto, threw himself to the Sarkaz a few years back. It'd be pointless to try and win backing from a treasonist. If we plan to raid their command tower, we need some other way to seize system privileges. Of course, method aside, there's the fact that our troops desperately need new armaments. The Sarkaz have placed their sights back on the city interior, and our supplies are stretched thin. Thank you, Allerdale. I'll think of some way to address supply needs. When it comes to keeping Londinium going day to day, there's still scarcely a Victorian trader who's fallen in line with the Sarkaz. Allerdale? However, in turn, there's a different matter I need you all to help me with. Clovicia, Rhodes Island has brought Artorius' relic back to Londinium. Artorius? That's the surname of the royal Draco's descendants took. Exactly. I've already checked with the doctor and Amir. It's the Artorius key, without a doubt. And that key opens the way to the door of the Mausoleum of Kings, which means we can retrieve the Realm Blade, the size of kings. Its significance goes beyond what any ordinary citizen would ever imagine. Trust me, please. That's not just some pretty piece of steel bestowed with symbolism. If we say this shard is Londinium's great incomplete ambition, then the truth of it, the Victorian Realm Blade and the Mausoleum of Kings, that would be Londinium's real ace in the sleeve. The Victorian Realm Blade isn't just symbolic? Only a few nobles along with Victoria's royal families knew about it, and I happen to be a Cumberland. I believe you. The Mausoleum of Kings is practically a thing of myth to us, but if a royal key can open the door to it... Amir, how exactly did Rhodes Island even get this key? Should I not have asked? We won't conceal the key's history. But it is in Rhodes Island. It bears tales upon tales that I was never a part of, and I could never tell you. For Rhodes Island's time with it, though, I can tell you bit by bit if you're interested. Thank you, Amir. I'm just floored, really. The legacy of Artorius, the truth of the shard. It's as if Rhodes Island really has been preparing for all these years now to be here today in Londinium. But I won't delve any further now. I won't make anyone else either. It might lose us an important ally. Phew! Amir, Doctor, do you have anything else you want to tell me? Ah, yeah. There is one other thing, in fact. I am royalty. Clovicia, about my background, I'd like to have a chat with you. The flowers Doctor, look at these flowers. They're growing. It's amazing. A place like this in the middle of Londinium? In a Sarkaz-occupied city? For the Sarkaz, not letting nobles go is a net plus. You're both quite right, Doctor, Miss Amiya. Despite it being slightly neglected these past years, the Duke of Cumberland's Manor is still Londinium's most iconic building. I've not much recollection of my home out in the Duchy. My childhood memory is mostly tied back to here. Nobody would ever truly leave this place to rot, would they? Miss Allerdale! The fact she went to lay everything bare to Miss Clovicia, while it turns out your crew was already wise to Her Highness's identity. I didn't expect that, I'll confess. Siege is a vital operator of ours. Well, well, that reply of yours surprises me even more. Rhodes Island knew who Her Highness was, yet have been willing to treat her as Vina, the leader of the Glasgow gang. Give Clovicia and Vina some time. The Corps have the disagreements when it comes to nobles, you know, and Her Highness is going to have a lot to say. I'm sure you have questions for me too, mysterious little bunny. I'd like to jibber-jabber a little with the enigmatic Rhodes Islands myself, but before it's time to mingle with the merchants. Miss Allerdale, is this residence truly secure? Rational question. The Sarkaz naturally have their motive for not flushing out the nobles in Central. Londinium's a massive city. There's much too much for them to mind. But we've paid a tremendous price to sit in the middle of the war unscathed, Miss Amiya. Dignity, or what have you, is the least valuable part of it. Given the chance, I'll explain to Rhodes Island in detail, but the Sarkaz informants surveilling this manor are under our control, and for now, I ask you to trust me. They haven't realized we've infiltrated them. They're wrong to believe Londinium City's nobles lost their every weapon after being isolated. Their mistake. You still have some way to counter Sarkaz surveillance? Provisionally. No. If Her Highness has decided to be forthright with the Corps, then it's not my place to be covering up either. Your royalty playing around being gangster, lady? Yeah. For the sake of a smooth partnership, I can guarantee to you all that, even now, the Cumberland residence has people who can establish extra-city contact. But the Sarkaz aren't fools. They're well versed in war. Indeed, but like I told you, Londinium's a massive city. They don't have enough people, they're all on their own, and that serves us opportunities. Correct. It seems I haven't satisfied you much with my response. No, Miss Allerdale, I just worry your burden's too heavy. What? If there really is some way for Victoria to keep control of Londinium as it is now. No, I believe they can. But if they truly can, if they ultimately can, then what is it that they've been doing in practice all these years that they have been having you do? Allerdale's face clearly twists for an instant. The flash of emotion is immeasurably magnified in Amiya's eyes. It's no simple resentment, nor weariness, nor panic. It's grief. A grief so familiar it hurts. I apologize, Miss Allerdale. I know I've offended you. Clovicia was right. We don't need to pry into each other. It could very well strain our progress instead with this complex state of affairs. But if possible, please don't stifle yourself. We've seen the consequences of that time and again. Yeah. Dang. My mouth is really drying out from this tea. I also have to I think I have to end early. I was gonna go for another 2 hours, but holy shit. I don't know why my tooth is aching now. But I think it's a mixture of dry tea and talking too much. Miss Allerdale? I'm being too heavy-handed, aren't I? No, Rhodes Island just keeps on astonishing me. It seems I was judging you by your cover. I never did imagine you'd be this sort of leader. You must be at least a decade younger than me, but the look in your eyes is the very real thing. Not to mention... well, you've seen right through me, considering you even cracked the secret of the shard ahead of Clovicia and I, and brought the Red Dragon's key with you. Honestly, if Her Highness hasn't vouched for you, I might have just been even warier of Rhodes Island than the Sarkaz. It's true, Londinium... No, the Sarkaz, to us, have more significance still. That's why we're here. Well then, you're here. What are you fighting for? Her Highness gave me a simple synopsis of Rhodes Island. You all seem to be all sorts of bound up with the Sarkaz. But according to what I've heard, Rhodes Island has, and always worked for the sake of the infected. Just read mind. yeah, just mind read. We do. Oh, believe me, if I would just staying silent through all this, you would just see me go through this in a blaze. Then the two of you must have plenty more going on in your heads right now, leader and commander of Rhodes Island. As you say, there are a great deal of people and affairs in Londinium that we have inseparable ties to. I'm only speaking personally, and for the Doctor too, when I say that the truth and the past may be enough impetus on their own at this point for us to act. But we've already been through so much. It's long stopped us from frivolously viewing those struggles and calamities, or placing our individual feelings about the greater problems. And that's why we're here to curb a war that would devastate the land, and to dissipate the ground zero of Victoria's woes. To prevent... Dude, angry Amiya. We get so many angry Amiyas now. To prevent the extinction of a race, to find the lifeline that by all rights we have the methods to seek. To help the infected, the workers, and even the Sarkaz that have been so desolated. We're here to help people, Miss Allerdale. Every single person with life, every single person with the right to live. Only in the end that the majority can accept do the truths of the past have any significance. Amiya finishes her speech with resolution. In Allerdale's clear look of surprise, Amiya can't help but seek her heart. She's spoken her most genuine, sincere mind. Of that, there is no doubt. The operators that work alongside her must surely be filled with the same staunch conviction. Dr. Kaltstedt stands ever more alone, carrying the weight of ideals. So this ideal's origin, this strong flame of conviction that drives Rhodes Island to move in such colossal risk, to rush headlong into this political maelstrom. Who lit it? And what if? This answer of hers remains incapable of solving these pressing issues. Imagine being raised by like your parental unit and then just seeing a hologram ghost of her in a city you're trying to storm. And again, okay, yeah, it's so fucked that the Dungeon Meshi music plays here. And I know it's my fault, but it's still really fucked. And we go from really serious to absolutely crazy. That's it. That is entirely my fault, but it's still so messed up.
Ground, Doctor. You'll be seeing a lot more of me for a while.
All right. Unfortunately, my tooth's acting up, and also my mouth is really dry. I think I need to just prepare more water. I'm not buying this right now. We'll buy pools later. I still have 10 days on these and 18 days on these. We'll buy pools later. But yeah. And also, I just realized, probably a good thing if I hold off, or I end stream early. I have to wake up in like 7 hours because I gotta go get the last part of my booster shots for vaccine. But yeah. Anyway, thank you all for joining. I will be back tomorrow with Marvel Rivals, and for those of you who like Arknights, I will be back probably on Saturday with yeah, we're never fucking vaccine for what? It's just hospital stuff. Apparently, I never had proof that I took extra measles, even though I did, I swear. But yeah. Like I don't know. It's like some specific. I can't remember. It's mumps. I think my blood work showed that I didn't have extra mumps, mump boosters, so I had to go get those. Anyway, yeah. And then on Saturday, I think in the evening, I might as well just spam IS. I think I'm gonna try for Bear again. Yeah. It's gonna be morning eventually. They say whatever they can. Yeah, SGL, yeah. SGL is gonna be morning on Saturday. Yeah. So I might be casting that. I might not. No, they still haven't given us the caster schedule, which is crazy. And yeah, lucky for me, my vaccines are free. So I get the funny 5G for free. Anyway, thank you all very much. I'll be back later. Bye.
Yeah, ho.